Okay, welcome back, Pokemon trainers. We are here in Frankfurt Regionals now for top 8. I'm here with Romy. But one thing we gotta do before we get into this really important game is that we have another giveaway for you here. Brought to you by Team Drizzle from Alex Gloza. The next giveaway is containing this nice Nashville bag, which is actually signed as well. So this is a pretty big collector's item. So definitely make sure that you get into that action. Subscribe to the channel and I think you have to type ! giveaway in the chat to enter this giveaway. So with that out of the way, we're almost ready to go into the top 8 now, and we got a really good matchup for you.
Yeah, we actually seen two players, Yuri and Alex, who we also saw in stream yesterday.
Yeah, well, you've seen both of them in stream actually already. Yeah.
Yeah, Yuri actually doing really well again. He was so dominant last season.
Yeah.
And now again, he made it to top 8.
Exactly. And with Alex Gomez as well, it's just a very veteran player of the scene. One of the top players in Europe. Now facing each other off in this matchup here. And I think both players are ready now. So we're getting to this matchup very soon. Gonna analyze the teams in a minute. These players are ready and they're ready to go. And I'm really excited for this matchup. I think this is one of the clash of such a big names that we have here. I think the biggest names in the top 8 that we have at the moment. Facing each other already. So that's going to be very exciting. We know we've seen both their teams already on stream, so we are familiar with their teams. They're probably very familiar with their opponents' teams as well. Once you get into this stage, people already know like what kind of teams you are running, what kind of techs you are. So surprises are not really going to help you anymore. Now it's really about skill and about outplaying your opponent. And these two players definitely have that ability in them.
Yeah, they did so well last season and they made it this far. So I think we're going to see some really high-level gameplay here.
Yeah, so Romy, take us through the teams one more time.
We see on Yuri's team we have Xerneas, Groudon, Cortana, Incineroar, Venusaur and Heatran. It's actually the same team we saw on the last match.
I think it's the same set as well, if I remember correctly.
Okay, yeah.
Or some really similar at least.
Yeah, on Alex side we see Xerneas, Groudon, Incineroar, Tapu Lele, Smeargle and Cortana. So 4 of the same months.
Yeah, exactly. So that's going to be really interesting. I really wonder if that Smeargle and Tapu Lele are going to make an appearance. Just to maybe get that matchup advantage, maybe be a little bit different than your opponent. Because if you're going to play an exact mirror, things are going to get really close here in this matchup. I don't know, it's kind of hard to say who has the edge in this matchup, but I do really love Yuri's Venusaur in this matchup for sure. Because one thing that I remember is we've seen Alex Gomez on stream, and we've seen him face this team, but that was against Bartosz, which I think is the exact same 6 that Yuri had, and we saw Alex really struggle against that. But now he had a day to prepare for this matchup, he had a day to prep himself, get some rest, so I hope he has a better game plan going into this match. We've seen him go with like the Follow Me Tailwind combination in the beginning, with Cortana Tapu Lele combination in the beginning. So I'm not sure if he's going to go with the same mode again. So I assume he's going to change things up. And I think Yuri is just going to go with the Venusaur Groudon mode, getting that immediate speed advantage. And offering that sleep powder pressure.
Yeah, I'm really sorry to see Tapu Lele here. The Tapu is really not being as popular and as they were in the last 2 formats. We are actually going to see the leads here, and on Alex's side we do see the Incineroar and Xerneas lead that we've seen so much throughout this tournament. Yeah. And Yuri is going for the Groudon Venusaur, so he's really going for that fast stun mode. Yeah.
Yeah, an interesting part here is this Groudon we've seen in Yuri already is actually the Live Orb variant, which means I think a Precipice Blade has a chance to 1-hit KO an Incineroar. It all depends on the kind of bulk that Incineroar runs. But I think this is a good lead by Alex. I think he definitely learned from his matches in Swiss that this Tapu Lele Cortana combination just didn't quite work against the team. So he's going for a different route, going for that Xerneas Incineroar mode, which we've seen a lot. And it's just a very popular combination. They work together so well. And I think he's just going to fake out the Venusaur and try to set up a Geomancy here.
Yeah, at this point I think there really isn't much Yuri can do. We are actually going to see the Venusaur just switch out, so we aren't going to see any sleep powders here. And we do see his own Xerneas switch in here.
Yeah, and I think Yuri was predicting the fake out onto that Venusaur. Was just making sure that he gets into the better board position there. And we see the fake out landing in that Venusaur slot. So good call by Yuri there. At least the Groudon gets off some damage. The Geomancy gets set up, as we were talking about. Alex really has to go for that. But I'm just really wondering how much this Precipice Blade is going to do to this Incineroar. If it's able to live, then I think Alex is in a really good position. But if he loses a Pokemon from turn 1, yes, he gets up to Geomancy, but I don't think he's still in kind of a tough position here.
Yeah, and actually I think, switching out his Venusaur, just making sure that he preserves that focus sash, which is a really smart idea. Definitely. And we do see the Groudon going for a big Precipice Blades here.
Oh, it's not enough. And I think that's a critical hit on the Xerneas. Yeah, that's a lot of damage. Yeah, Alex is shaking his head. He's not happy with that at all, because the critical hit also ignores Intimidate. So not only that, it's just he took so much extra damage, where our usual Precipice Blades at -1 would have done about 40%.
Yeah, the Xerneas is now very, very low health, and his opposing Xerneas and Groudon are just now both threatening it with a simple KO.
Yeah, so that's really unfortunate for Alex there. And he can only pick really one of the two Pokemon on Yuri's side to KO. He has to Moonblast target one of the two. Dazzling Gleam is not going to pick up the KO on either of these Pokemon here. So that's a really fortunate critical hit for Yuri there. Puts him in a great position. For him, I think, to just double up the Xerneas slot here. He could also try to set up his own Geomancy. But I think Alex's Xerneas should be in range for just a regular Moonblast as well to finish the job. And I think if you're Yuri, you just want to get rid of this boosted Xerneas as soon as you can, before you start boosting up your own Xerneas. Because at this point, I'm not sure if he knows already how fast his own Xerneas is compared to Alex Xerneas. So we're going to see that in a minute probably. But we're seeing him Protect actually.
Yeah, we are going to see the Xerneas going for a Protect, just not wanting to take a Moonblast and immediately lose the Xerneas. But the Xerneas is just going to go for this Groudon, and it is going to be enough to pick up the KO here. Yeah. So pretty good turn for Alex here. And he also just decides to go for Roar. Very, very safe option just in case that Xerneas did go for Geomancy, that it couldn't get, that it at least was just switch out. And I think it was a really smart play from Alex there. And, you know, we do see Roar. It's a really, really good move to beat the Xerneas.
Definitely. So at least good for Yuri that he didn't set up the Geomancy. He didn't at least still has his Power Herb in the back. But he does take a ton of damage. And with the Protect, he basically wastes a turn and just loses his Groudon there. Where he could have just fired off a Moonblast potentially on the opposing Xerneas. But at least he offers some pressure now. He's Incineroar in. He can fake out some of Alex's Pokemon. But Alex might have the Tapu Lele in the back, which could be really big.
Yeah, definitely wondering if he did actually bring a Tapu Lele, because I think it would be a great idea to switch it in. You know, just stop that fake out and threaten that Venusaur with some really strong Psychic attacks.
But I'm not sure if he actually would have bring it against two Steel types as well on Yuri's side. But at this moment, if he had it, this is a great time to switch it in. So I think if he has it, he's definitely going to switch it in. Otherwise, he kind of has to Protect on this fake out, and I assume that the Venusaur is going to go for a Sleep Powder onto this Incineroar here. Yeah,
we are actually going to see the Xerneas on Alex's side going for a Protect, and we do see the Sleep Powder from the Venusaur actually hitting this Incineroar here.
Yeah, and I think Yuri didn't go for the fake out, so maybe he was calling the Protect, and looks like he might have gone for something like a Roar, for example. So we're going to see what he's going to do, and I'm definitely thinking that this is going to be a Roar, and it's actually going to be a Flare Blitz instead. So no fake out at all. Just a regular Flare Blitz into the Xerneas. That's actually, it's decent for Alex. Yes, his Incineroar gets put to sleep, but his Xerneas is still pretty full health, and he's still able to put on a lot of damage. Incineroar is probably survivable with a Moonblast. Venusaur should live a Moonblast as well. But he's still able to get off a lot of damage before the Xerneas is going to go down.
Yeah, maybe just going for something like Dazzling Gleam, just get as much damage as you can, break the sash on that Venusaur, because you're not going to be able to pick up KOs here. And we do actually see the Xerneas going for a Dazzling Gleam here, actually still doing quite a lot of damage on that Incineroar. And we do see Venusaur going for a Sludge Bomb into that Xerneas here, which of course is going to be more than enough to pick up the KO. Do you think maybe the Incineroar just is actually waking up and going for a big Flare Blitz here? Yeah, just turn one wake up. Yeah, that's really, really big for Alex here.
Yeah, that's what he needed, because now he got rid of the Venusaur. It was such a big threat in the sun, and now it's gone. The one turn wake up, very fortunate for Alex there. Yuri just going for a U-turn. That's actually a really good play by him, because now he gets his couple of Incineroar Xerneas together at the moment with the fake out pressure. So that's a really good. Even though he's down one Pokemon, I think Yuri still maybe has an advantage here. It all depends on what Pokemon Alex has in the back. He might need something like the Tapu Lele, or the Smurgle, or the Kartana maybe. But I think if it's a Groudon, Alessio might be in a really good position.
Yeah, and the Lele would really be good here, because it can, of course, make sure...
Oh, and it's Smurgle.
It's Smurgle here, but that, of course... The Smurgle is going to be faster than the Incineroar, so it can, of course, just go for this fake out, and on later turns it can, of course, also go with something like Follow Me or White Guard or Spore.
Yeah, I think we've seen from the Swiss match as well that this Smurgle doesn't carry Spore, but it carries Lucky Kiss instead. So which is that 75% accurate sleeping move, in which you can also put grass types to sleep as well. Which is a very good move on Smurgle, but it's really scary because you don't want to miss that attack at all.
Absolutely not. We do actually see the Smurgle going for a spiky shield here, and we do see the Incineroar going for a fake out into that Smurgle anyway, and we do see the Xerneas going for a Geomancy here on Yuri's side.
Wow, so no fake out from Alex's side. This is kind of interesting there, because now he kind of gives Yuri the free setup here. I'm kind of curious about that. This Incineroar, even though it is in the sun, it is at -1 because Yuri was able to U-turn out and switch this Incineroar back in. So this Flare Blitz is gonna do maximum amount of, I think I would say 40% damage, which is not too much at all. So I'm not sure what Alex's game plan is here. He might have to rely on a Lucky Kiss in the next turn here.
Yeah, I think as well. Yeah, you know that Flare was really not doing any damage.
No, that's definitely not enough. The sun fades, but it shouldn't matter too much. We see some Moody Boost. Is it defense? Shouldn't matter. But the one thing is...
the accuracy.
The accuracy fell.
That really matters, because now he can't just go for a lovely kiss, because then it's really going to be a 50-50.
Yeah, so that makes him going for that spiky shield even more curious, where he could have just traded fake outs maybe in the first turn. So really interesting play there, and I think it all depends on now what he has in the back, Alex. If it is that Kartana, I think he definitely still has a chance. But now he can't really risk that Lucky Kiss. I think with the accuracy drop, it's going to be about 50-50 whether it hits or not. You don't want to risk that at all.
No, not at all. Not in these top 8 matches. No. You definitely don't want to risk. He's just going for it, but into the protector of that Xerneas, and we do see the Incineroar going doubling up into that Xerneas. I think that's a pretty smart play. The Xerneas is really your biggest threat at this point, and Incineroar going for a knockoff onto that Smeargle.
Yeah, but I love the play by Yuri, because what he does there is... Oh, the evasiveness though. That could be really big. But I really like this play by Yuri, because what he does now is he protects the Xerneas. He knows that that's going to be the target for the sleep move or for the double up, and he makes sure that the Smeargle loses his sash. So that even though the accuracy is lowered, Yuri doesn't have to risk anything. At least he thinks so. And then Moody gets into here, because now with the evasiveness, nothing is safe anymore.
Definitely not, but I do think actually we see Smeargle going for another spiky shield here. Do we see Xerneas going for something like a Dazzling Gleam? No, it's just going straight for a Moonblast into that Smeargle here. And we do see the Incineroar going for another Flabis, which I assume is going to be in that Xerneas, but...
Not doing a lot of damage
really
at all.
Not doing the damage that you wanted to do at this point, especially because you are going to...
Oh, he doubled the Smeargle.
He doubled the Smeargle. Did he maybe think that he was going to switch out Smeargle?
I think he was maybe just afraid of missing, and then he wanted to get rid of the Smeargle as soon as he could, but that's kind of a curious double up there. On the other hand, he also might not just want to give Alex that free switch in. He knows that Incineroar is doing nothing on the field at the moment.
True.
And if there's something like the Kartana on the back, then he really wants this Smeargle gone, because the Smeargle can really support it, and with the support that Smeargle offers, a Kartana on the back could definitely win this game for Alex. So I definitely understand why Yuri doesn't want to give Alex that free switch in, because the combination of Smeargle and Incineroar is kind of awkward on the field right now for Alex. Especially if he has that Kartana on the back.
Yeah, especially now with this accuracy drop that he had from the lovely case. It's really a little bit of an awkward position, because these are support Pokemon. Like they really don't do the damage. And I think Yuri is still in a little bit of a better position here, because he does offer some offensive pressure.
Yeah, and I think he put himself in that position by just letting these Pokemon stay on the field. So I think that's really smart by him, really well played. He recognizes that Alex's win condition is getting that Smeargle next to something that can actually do damage. Which is, I think, why Alex is taking all his time now, and he's probably going to sack both his Pokemon here.
Yeah, I think he kind of has to. So we do see a Moonblast going into that Smeargle, which is going to be enough to pick up the KO here, and possibly see something like a Flare Blitz again from the Incineroar, which I assume is going to be again in that Xerneas, but it's not going to be enough to pick up the KO, and it wasn't a critical hit. So we do see the Incineroar feign to his own recall damage. So yeah, Yuri's Flare Blitz, of course, going to fail. So now I'm really interested, what is Alex's last Pokemon?
It's a Groudon, actually.
It is the Groudon, yeah.
Can this take a Moonblast? I know some Groudons are able to take a Moonblast, but I'm not sure if I remember that. I think it's a Life Orb Groudon from Alex's side. Usually these are more offensive than defensive, and I think you need a lot of investment to live in Moonblast. I just want to say, like, one downside of Yuri's play so far is that he let his Incineroar, let his Xerneas take a lot of Flare Blitzes.
Yeah,
This is going to be enough to pick up the KO here.
Yeah, more than enough. Yeah, there really wasn't more of an offensive Groudon here, and Yuri does again this Xerneas. It's such a big threat.
Yeah, definitely. What I was saying earlier, I really like Yuri's play. I think the one downside to the kind of plays that he did is that he let his Xerneas get Flare Blazed about 3 times. Were one of those actually critical hit, he would have immediately lost. I really liked that he didn't try to KO this Incineroar on Alex's side, but he did give Alex the opportunity to go for a critical hit potentially. But I think he just was managing his odds there, and he was like, okay, if he gets in this Groudon next to the Smeargle, he can follow me, and he can Precipice Blades, and then I immediately lose. Or I can lose the critical hit, and then the critical hit chance is, of course, what you take there. So well played by Yuri, good odd management there. I think Alex Gomez had the right game plan there. It didn't quite work out in the end. In the end, Yuri had the moment to just go for that fake out and Geomancy combination, save that for the last moment, and actually sweep with that. While Alex led with it and didn't quite get it off.
No, I think a lot of times if you get it off, you're in a super great position. But it's sometimes people, or of course everyone's scared of Xerneas, so people will make sure that you can't get it up. So a lot of times I do like when people keep it in the back, just to make sure that you just take out the monster beat your Xerneas, and in the end you can go for something like fake out Geomancy and then just play something like Moonblast and that Dazzling Gleam.
Yeah, I still think that Yuri's lead as well is just a great lead against Alex's team. Just that Venusaur ground combination, you offer a lot of pressure right from the get-go, and if Alex's team doesn't have the greatest answers right away to stop that immediately.
Yeah.
He doesn't have any great switch-ins to sleep out there. He has his Kartana, but Kartana doesn't want to get hit by a ground on Fire Punch at all. So that's really tough for him there. And even though we have this kind of mirror match, I think Yuri has kind of the advantage of having that Venusaur there. Because that's just going to abuse even if Alex brings his own Groudon, that's just going to abuse the Sun.
Yeah,
so I think Yuri has no reason to change it up here. And I wonder if Alex maybe has something else in mind to do in Game 2.
Yeah, I'm really interested if Alex maybe just came up with another game plan. I mean, he's had a lot of time probably to reflect on his plays from yesterday and his losses, and just kind of figure out, okay, what can I do to beat this course?
Yeah.
And we are actually going to see the Groudon and the Heatran from Yuri's side, and we do see the Xerneas and the Incineroar again on Alex's side.
Yeah, ooh, Alex, you don't want to see this lead at all. I think Yuri definitely this is kind of his more anti-Xerneas lead that he leads here. This Heatran, having access to something like Roar, also just being able to resist anything that the Xerneas throws at it. It's a great Xerneas counter. So I don't really love Alex's position here. I also do want to mention though that Alex kind of started off well in Game 1, but then he got critical hit on his Xerneas. But now he's trying to go for the same game plan, and Yuri is the one adjusting and getting a way better lead because of it.
Yeah, I think Yuri, we really see his experience here because he did so well in last year, and you can just really see that he knows, okay, I know what my opponent can do, what is the highest chance, okay, what is he going to lead, what he did the last few games, and he just adjusts so well to it.
Yeah, and it's really interesting because usually when you win a Game 1, you're like, okay, I'm not going to change anything, never change a winning team. But now that he changed it up, it actually works in his favor, and I really like that about Yuri. It takes a lot of guts as well. Of course, you have that one-game buffer, which gives you a little bit more confidence. And now it's Alex, you see, taking a lot of time because he kind of needs to readjust here. Yeah,
we are going to see a fake out into that Heatran here, and we do see Xerneas going for that Geomancy. I think it's a really smart play, just getting up that Xerneas there, and because the Groudon probably can't KO the Xerneas.
No, it can't. The hard part about this is though...
He's going to lose an Incineroar probably.
No, I think we saw it live at pre-blades the last time as well, but it's going to take a lot of damage for sure. But the thing that scares me the most about this is, like, next turn, Yuri's pretty free to just protect and roar. And I don't think this combination that Alex has any way to stop that.
No, we are going to see the Precipice Blades, and it's again living at that 1 HP. Yeah, that's definitely.
I think it might be a roll even, not sure at all, but that looks like 1 HP or something like that.
Yeah, but I do think Alex just made sure that his Incineroar lifted, and he just got 2 really high rolls. Yeah. It's of course also not a possibility, but again, this protect roar, just as you mentioned, what do you think Alex can really do against it? Because you can't protect against roar.
I think he has to hope for something like maybe it's Focus Blast Xerneas. We can pray for that. But either way, critical hit Moonblast is not even going to KO the Heatran from his range. Maybe a critical hit Moonblast combined with the knockoff, but I don't even think that could pick up the KO here. So I think Yuri has a pretty safe play to just go for the protect and go for the roar, and I don't think there's any disadvantages of going for the play at all.
No, and maybe we do see the Groudon just going for a protect here. So are we going to see a roar come out? And we do see Xerneas just going for a Dazzling Gleam. Maybe just hoping to do as much damage with this Xerneas as he can. But of course, the Groudon did protect, and we do see the Incineroar going for a knockoff. But it's not nearly enough to pick up the KO. Even though the safety goggles was knocked off, it's not really going to matter in this game. And
but he brings in his own Groudon now with that roar.
Yeah, that's one of the things when it comes to roar. Sometimes it doesn't work as well in your favor as you hoped it would.
And if you're Alex, if you want one Pokemon to brought in after a roar, I think you're pretty happy it's going to be that Groudon at this point. It's also a Life Orb variant on his side. So I wouldn't be surprised if it is faster than that Heatran. Yuri's Groudon is at -1, so it's not going to be doing too much damage. And Alex is pretty free to just fire off a big Precipice Blades here. Maybe reposition himself a little bit as well. Maybe bring in whatever he has in the back. I don't know if it's Smeargle, I don't know if it's Tapu Lele. We're going to see that in a minute probably.
Yeah, we are going to see the Incineroar switch out for actually the Xerneas, and I think that's a pretty good move here.
And I'm assuming we're just going to see a Precipice Blade from Alex's Groudon. Actually, we're seeing a Protect instead. That's very interesting.
We are going to see Alex's Groudon Protect here, so I'm really interested. Okay, we do see...
And the Heatran doesn't even Protect.
Heatran just not scared of this Groudon, or maybe he was just ready to sack it.
Yeah,
just for a free switch in, and of course...
But it looks like he might be losing his Xerneas now if he goes for Heat Wave as well.
Yeah, he is going for a big Heat Wave here. Yeah, that was a really risky play from Yuri, but it's working out incredibly well for him, because he's now going to take down his Xerneas.
Yeah, and I think if you're Alex, I think what he was calling was probably a Protect on the Heatran. Because that way, if you bring in your Xerneas, next turn you get a double KO potentially. You can Moonblast and Precipice Blades, which should clean the board against Yuri. But Yuri was probably either like, okay, either I sack this Heatran, which is maybe not the worst idea, then I maybe can bring in my own Xerneas, I can bring in my Incineroar. It's not the worst position, I can maybe even bring in Venusaur.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't target my Heatran, I just get off a big Heat Wave. So he just went for the play, and it works out in his favor really well here. And Alex only having 2 support Pokemon in the back now really means that his Groudon has to pull his way through now for the rest of the game.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit more tough, but of course, you know, Smeargle with some Moody boost could have still do a lot of...
Definitely.
We are actually going to see a White Guard from this Smeargle, so if that Groudon went for something like Precipice Blades, it's not going... And
he went for Fire Punch.
Yeah, definitely just reading into that White Guard, and he maybe just went for a... we did actually see the Heatran going for a Protect, and this Precipice Blades, it's not
that
really...
shouldn't be enough. No, it's not going to be enough.
No, it's definitely not going to be enough.
And I think the way that Alex has been playing his Smeargle, I don't think it has White Guard. I don't think it has Fake Out.
Yeah, I was wondering that as well, because
I guess it makes sense. With a Tapu Lele in your team, you don't always get a chance to Fake Out, but it's still some move that you really like on Smeargle, I feel like.
Yeah.
But we've seen Follow Me, we've seen Lucky Kiss, White Guard, and Spike Shield now, so we have seen the full moveset, and it is in fact no Fake Out. So I think a better move here right now would have been to just spike his shield, because now he already took so much damage on the Smeargle. So I think this turn he's going to spike his shield. Oh no, he can't because he White Guarded before.
Yeah, with his White Guard and Protect shenanigans. No, we do actually see this Smeargle switching out here for this Incineroar again. But we do actually see Alessio switching his Venusaur here, which is of course going to enjoy the sun.
Yeah, but he's going to lose his Sash on his Venusaur though, so... but maybe he was looking at the Sun turns, because I'm not sure how many Sun turns are... Wow, the Heatran is faster than the Groudon.
Wow, yeah, then it's a really, really fast Heatran, but it's not going to be enough to pick up the KO on this Incineroar here. And we do actually see the Groudon going for a big Precipice Blazer, which of course is going to be enough to pick up the... Wow! That's actually almost taking down his Venusaur here, but of course hanging onto this with his Focus Sash.
Yeah.
A lot of damage coming out from this Groudon here, and the sunlight did fade here.
Yeah, so that's why Yuri switched out his Groudon. He needs his Venusaur to clean up the endgame there. And even though it means sacking the Sash on your Venusaur right now, he really needs to Sun Up. Otherwise, Venusaur is not going to do anything. So that's why he switched out the Groudon. But now the Venusaur definitely has a good advantage here.
Yeah, it can of course go for something like the Sleep Powder, but then it does have to make sure that it actually hits.
Yeah, and I think first Yuri is probably just going to double protect, because this Incineroar does have a Fake Out pressure available at the moment. So if you're Alex, you kind of have to read that, and if you want to read that, you switch in your Smeargle and you make sure that the next turn you can Follow Me Precipice Blades, which means you can redirect the Sleep Powder, because he needs to protect his Groudon at all costs at this point.
Yeah, we're actually not going to see any switches, and we are going to see Venusaur going for a Protect here. Not the Groudon on the side, not to protect, but go the Fake Out going into that Venusaur.
Oh, is it going to hit?
Yeah, it actually is going to hit. It's going to do a lot of damage here.
That's a lot of damage, wow.
Wow, Incineroar going down here, but it does mean he gets a free switch into his Smeargle there.
Yeah, but now it all depends what Yuri has in the back. If it's something like, I think even if it's his own Xerneas, it's going to be really tough for Alex here. Life Orb Groudon shouldn't be able to knock out... Well, if it's an Incineroar, you might have a chance here, but this Groudon is at very, very low health, and Smeargle can't even Fake Out, because we've seen all the moves already. All it can do is it can help redirect this Venusaur's attack, which it needs to do, because Venusaur is going to outspeed the Groudon. But Xerneas, as their last Pokemon, is not what you want to see if you're Alex. If there was an Incineroar in the back, he might have had a chance.
Yeah, because this Groudon is just not going to be able to do anything to this Xerneas, and Xerneas can just very easily go for something like a Moonblast and just pick up the KO here.
Yeah, we haven't seen Heatran on Yuri's side outspeed the Groudon, so I'm assuming that Xerneas is going to outspeed this Groudon as well. Alex is actually going to go for Spiky Shield instead.
Yeah, maybe hoping to take out the Venusaur this way. Actually just going for double protect here.
Okay, maybe he's trying to stall out the Sun here. But I think there's still a lot of Sun turns remaining. Oh, I think I see what he was trying to do there. If he went for the Grass Knot onto the Smeargle,
it would knock
Spiky Shield would have knocked it out. So he's really hoping for kind of a misplay on Yuri's side. But I don't think that was going to happen at that point.
No, definitely not. And this Moody is going to lower the special defense, but everything's too late at this point. I think Yuri just really has this game locked up.
Yeah, I think so as well. I don't think Alex has any way to win this. I think the only way that he needs to win this is if this Groudon is somehow faster than this Xerneas, and he needs to critical hit the Precipice Blades afterwards as well. When it first has to hit as well either. Oh, and there's a double Spiky Shield though.
Yeah, that might actually matter because it...
But
going for
he's just trying to stall out the Sun. Yeah, and that's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen. I don't think going for a double protect is really going to help you. Critical hit from this Venusaur, but yeah, it definitely didn't matter at this point. And we do actually see Xerneas going for a Dazzling Gleam here.
Yeah, and now there's a lone Smeargle left, and we've seen all its moves, and it doesn't have any offensive moves, unfortunately. So that's going to be a loss for Alex here, and Yuri taking this set pretty convincingly in a 2-0 fashion here.
Yeah, I mean, we did
moving on to top 4 then.
We did see Alex struggle a lot against this team yesterday, and I don't think he really knew how to beat it, and actually not having Fake Out on this Smeargle might have actually mattered.
Yeah, I think so as well. It's kind of funny. I kind of want to mention as well that all of Alex's losses in this regional so far have been against this team. He's only lost 2 games, 2 sets. One just now on stream and one earlier in Swiss, and we've casted both of them. So maybe also kind of a bit of a stream curse, as well as the team curse apparently. But yeah, I think definitely well played by Yuri. He really knows how to play this team very well. Just the Groudon Venusaur combination offering a lot of pressure.
Yeah, Yuri not making any mistakes, and I think Alex might be just needed to Yuri maybe play a little bit too safe, which he could have capitalized on. But you know, Yuri is such an experienced player. He exactly knows what he's doing, and exactly knows how to finish up games.
Yeah, and he just got a great lead advantage in both games. I really like this plays. He did get a little bit lucky in game 1. Game 2 he just completely outplayed. But props to Alex. He definitely put on a lot more of a fight than he did in Swiss, so he definitely improved his matchup a lot. He learned a lot about his team, and I think he did all he could there in this matchup.
Yeah,
he played
definitely.
really well. And yeah, I'm not sure if we're going to get him for a winner's interview here, but I do know for sure that after this we're going to do another top 8 match. We're going to do Willem against Alexandra. 2 players that we haven't featured on stream yet, so definitely make sure you tune in then. And yeah, the winner of... so we're going to see Yuri after this match. We're going to see him after the Willem game. We're going to see him in top 4 on stream as well. So definitely don't go anywhere. And we'll be back with Willem versus Alexandra.